All right, hey guys, we are back. We are doing another podcast here, and I'm going to show you some footage as we're driving. We're going across the state of Georgia from west to east, heading over there. I was actually just over there doing a wedding in Plains, Georgia, which is actually, I just found out, is the home of Jimmy Carter, because he just passed away, and that town was jam full of Secret Service and for other presidents that were there and other people that were there and emergency services and thousands of cops, and everything in that little town was just covered up with them. And the bride and groom I was shooting the wedding for was just telling me that Jimmy Carter lives there. So pretty interesting. But we were heading back from there, heading back to my side of town over closer towards towards the Savannah area. And so we're going to run some dash cam footage. You might hear this thing clicking off every once in a while. That's because I'm saving footage on my dash cam as we're making this trip. So anyway, it is audio only as a podcast. So if you do not want to watch, you do not have to. But if you do, there'll be some cool driving footage through here. But what we want to talk about it is the fact that I've been spreading this message for 7 years, and we want to see where you're at. Okay, this is like a to some will be a slap in the face to do something. For others, it'll be a slap in the face because you didn't do something. And for others, it'll be a, you know what, who cares? One of those kind of deals. That's where it's going to fit into. But we've been doing these podcasts now for almost 15 years. Now, obviously, I don't do them weekly like I used to, but 15 years of doing podcasts. And it was in 2018 that I decided to change everything around, monetize the podcast, monetize other things, do this stuff for me, get that going channel-wise, started another channel, all these different things that have happened. But the message for the last 7 years that I have been putting out there at least once or twice a year is the same as we're going to hear on this one. But we want to know where you stand and what you've done with it. Okay, that's the key here. What did you do? I can tell you what I did. I will. But we want to know, or we need to look at what you did in this time period here. So every year, I put out once or twice a video that tells you about, what you should do with your life. Grab life by the horns. Don't let anything hold you back. You don't have enough days in a year. There's not enough time in life. Life is too short. Blah, blah, blah. We do these things all the time. What did you do with it? It is 2025. It is January 2025. What did you do through all of 2024? What have you done through any of this time? 7 years of preaching this message. And, quick rundown. In that time, I've went from, running, just being a photographer to running 4 other businesses, to making way more money, to, doing fantastic, to selling my house and jumping up and leaving and moving to Georgia, and coming down here and basically retiring, thinking that was going to work out good. It blew up in my face, and then we were struggling real bad for money. I had to up the game and change some things around and give up a couple of businesses that weren't doing as well as I wanted to free up time to do more content, to now in the fact that we're living pretty good. Okay, that's business-wise. I moved down here. I packed up my world and moved it down to Georgia just to chase hogs year-round, because I could hunt hogs year-round down here. And also, the deer hunting is not that good here, so I have to travel now for deer hunting. All these things have changed. Okay, what have you done? But, look at what I've risked, tackled, and achieved, and lost in that period of time. Okay, I don't want to make it sound like I anything big or did anything big. I'm not at all. I make less money than most people do, and I work harder than most people do, but I get to do it all for myself whenever I want, however I want. So there's a different world there. But what did you do? Where have you gone with it? Have you done anything? Have you found a way to give yourself more hunting time? Have you found a way to give yourself more vacation days so that you can hunt more? Have you found a way to maybe get an extra hour or two off on like Fridays or Mondays or something so that you can hunt a little longer on the weekends? Did you make any big plans? Did you go out and do any out-of-state hunts, which we preached on how amazing that is over and over again? Yet on the same note, I want you to go on out-of-state hunts, and I want you to go do some amazing adventures. I just don't want you to do it wherever I go when I'm there, because it's overrun with people already. So just remember that. Go explore the world, hunt places, have fun. Just don't go where I'm going, because I don't need more people there. I'm kidding, but point being is everything is getting busy. A lot of people are traveling. But did you maybe go from mobile or from ladder stands to mobile hunting? Did you possibly go from private land to public land? Maybe you went the other way, from public to private, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Did you gun hunt it all this year? These are the kind of things. If you changed anything up, if you made anything better, if so, fantastic. If not, why not? Okay, I mean, maybe some people like that comfort zone, status quo, keep it there, feel safe, no drama, and I get that, I understand it, but life is meant to be lived, and the envelope's meant to be pushed, and the boundaries are meant to be bent and skewed, and I love and live by doing that. Okay, it's a motivator in life, but it's also got me to many amazing places and seeing many and amazing things. Where are you at with yours? Are you comfortable with what it's doing for you? These are the questions that you should be running through yourself. Again, it is 2025. What will you change to make your life better this year? That's one question. The other question is, are you actually going to do it? Let that one sink in. What do you think the statistics are for follow through in any endeavor in life? For the average person, statistically, follow through stats, for achievement and for whatever you want to do. I'll bet it's somewhere in the 3 to 5% range. That's my guess. Maybe even less than that. It might even be 2%. Think about how many people start a business and it fails and they give up and they're done with it. Think about the people that say they're going to do something. Think about a New Year's resolution. How many people actually do something with a New Year's resolution for real, other than make it work for 3 weeks? How many gym memberships are bought in January and then never used again after February? This is the world we live in. This is how people are. They're lazy. Okay? They're lazy and are unmotivated. More so now since COVID than ever before in history. And if that pisses people off, I don't care. I'm sorry. It's the way the world works today. Okay? I got big problems with the way things are, especially in the automotive industry. Like I said, I have my other channel, and I focus on these vehicles every single day, 3 videos a day, 2 or 3 videos a day. And I'm following all this stuff and have been for a while now. And I'll tell you what, there's no other lazy worker. And if somebody on this is a UAW worker and they're pissed, I get it. I would be too. But you work with a bunch of lazy people. Maybe not you personally, but you work with a bunch of lazy, insignificant, helpless people that are doing nothing. And when I say insignificant, I don't mean as a person, I mean as a work ethic. Okay, they'd rather just look at their phone and watch cat videos on TikTok than they would actually do anything or accomplish it. They have no pride. This is the world we live in today. Everything is half-assed. Everything is done wrong. People don't have the motivation or the ambition to succeed in anything or to be anything. Hobbies are even going by the wayside. What is a man today without a hobby? Answer that one. Okay, women have hobbies. Women have hobbies they don't know about. They have a lifestyle. That lifestyle is nurture. That lifestyle is impress. That lifestyle is makeup and decorations and modifications to home improvements, to visions that they have on the way they want things put together, to all the little intricate details of everything in life, to the clothing choices they make, to finding the right sales, to everything. Women's lifestyle is very busy and knowledgeable, even if it's knowing what the Kardashians are doing. It's part of a woman's lifestyle. And they don't need a lot of hobbies because their world is their hobby. Guys without hobbies, I will never understand a guy without a hobby. I mean, how do you get by in life with nothing to focus on, nothing to motivate you, no ambition to do anything, no any of that kind of stuff? I don't understand it, yet we live in a world where that's what it is today. That's what it is. Guys that take longer to get ready than their girlfriends or wives do, and guys that are more feminine than men are of the past, and they have no interest in anything and no hobbies and nothing but depression and lack of willpower and no ambition. How did the world become like that? I don't like that. Are you one of them? Should you be one of them? Is it time to maybe change that? Is it you're only here for a little amount of time? My God, I'm already 50 years old. More than half of my life is over. 2/3 of my functional life where I can do things is at least gone. Maybe even more than 2/3. But 2/3 of my life is already over. as far as functionality and doing fun things and moving around. And heck, I probably only got another 10 years of being able to get down on my knees and back up by myself. Okay, this is the world today. What have you done with yours? Where are you going with it? Does it mean anything of substantial value? If it doesn't, are you going to change that? Experience. What is experience? It was said best in a video or in a movie that I watched with Woody Harrelson, where there were monsters and he was helping some kid across, get from one camp to another camp. I don't remember the name of it, but he's like, God, you have so much experience, he says to Woody Harrelson. You know how all this works. Woody Harrelson said, experience is just a bunch of bad decisions and bad situations that somehow you survive through and get to live to talk about it. And that's perfect. That's what it is. If you want to be experienced in life, you got to actually go through some stuff, good and bad. If you're stuck in a comfort zone, you experience nothing. Okay, it's why we always laugh about silver spoon people. They act like they know everything, but they know absolutely nothing. Like book smart stuff in college. There is a thing called book smart for street smart. And, I would much rather have street smarts than book smarts. I'm not knocking book smarts, because there's a lot of people that have book smarts and then use it to gain street smarts. Win-win on both levels. But just because you read something doesn't mean you know something. Okay, this is the world we're in today. And experience matters. And experience only comes through pushing the envelope, through ambition, through developing ambition. Can ambition be created, or does it have to be, is it something that's inherent? It's both. Okay, yes, it can be inherent to you through your genes. You can be an ambitious person automatically. But even if you're not, it's not that hard to just say, I'm going to do it. Get a pad of paper and a pen and write down what you want to do today for something you've never done, and do it. When you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed at night, write down another Post-it note with something you're going to do tomorrow. Do that for a month, and I promise you, ambition will take over your life, and you will chase it with every chance you get and live a life that's full of everything you could ever imagine, all created by a Post-it note and a pen. Sorry I'm talking fast, but it's important that you understand this. There's a lot of information we're trying to put into this thing here, but this is the world, and it is your world, the only one that matters. I promise you, if something critical or crucial or catastrophic happens in your world, an accident that we see on the sides of the road, okay? Things of that. I once asked a groom's mother who was wheelchair bound and in a horrible situation, and she was, from a car accident, and I was talking to her about it, and she said the thing that will never leave her mind, that she cannot get away from, and is the nightmares that come from it, is the fact that while she sat there on the side of the road thinking she was going to die, bleeding and broken in a car accident, is crushed, the world did not stop with her. It kept right on going. The world just kept on going like it was no big deal. We went through it with my son, Keegan. Same thing when he passed away at 14. The world did not care. Friends, family cared, but the world did not even slow down. Do you know how weird that is for your world to be completely stopped, but the rest of the world's still going? It feels like you're trying to walk up a down-going elevator. Okay, that's that feeling. It's weird, and it's crazy. Okay, but these are things. This is your life is too short to let comfort zones win. What about if you lose stuff, if it goes bad? Oh, I've lost a lot. I've made some serious mistakes. You guys know about my Amazon thing that I did. Remember, I spent $6,000 on a course to learn how to sell on Amazon. Why? Because I watched a video that told me I could live a laptop lifestyle where I could sit on a beach and just work from there on my laptop and make hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So I paid $6,000 for that course. It was an amazing course. It was actually called Amazing. That was the name of it, amazing.com. It is the amazing sell on Amazon course. The course was phenomenal. I ordered my first product. I paid $6,000 for that course, and I lost $12,000 the first year of running it. Devastated. $12,000 gone like that. All my dreams crushed, things like that. Did I let it get to me? No, I kept pushing. Next thing you know, I brought out another 2 products. Another one, it flopped and did nothing. And then my third one, boom, here it is. It hit. It made me $94,000 in 3 years. Okay, and then the market changed again, and I just didn't have the time and energy to create new products and play with it anymore, and so I bailed out of it. But there's an example for you. What is that? That is life experience. That taught me more. What else did it teach me? It taught me how to monetize my channel. It taught me how to do what I do. It taught me how to start everything that I have running right now. If it was not for losing $12,000 in there and taking that course, I would never be where I am right now, which is 1,200 miles away from where I was before, when I had a comfort zone doing the exact things that I would have never done before outside of my comfort zone, living a life that I would rather live than anything I've lived in the past. What's it for you? Where is this for you? Are you willing to do it? Again, did you hear me in 2018 when I said this then, or 2019, or 2020, or 2021, or 2022, or 2023, or even 2024? Did you hear what I said and go, yeah, I'm going to do that. This is my world, and I'm going to make it. Ooh, let's go. And you've done nothing. Or you tried it for a week, and then you gave up on it. Or you tried it for 2 months and gave up on it. Okay, well, here's the difference between the people that can and the people that cannot. Ambition, drive, motivation, and dedication. Do you have any of these? If you don't, it's okay. Because like I said, you can create them. You need drive, make drive. Again, post-it note, like your ambition thing or what you want to do. Drive. What is the goal that you are going to accomplish tomorrow? Baby steps, move through it. Next thing you know, you'll be addicted to that lifestyle and chasing those dreams, and you'll be making it happen. Same with fitness. Going to the gym and exercising, it sounds cool for the first day. You get to go out and buy all your cool clothes, get your neat little, your new exercise sneakers, and get your cool gym bag, and get your membership, and get your hair cut, and shave your legs, or whatever you got to do to make yourself feel good about going to exercise. And then you go there and you hit that gym and you do it for 2 or 3 days, and it's really cool. And then week 2 rolls around and you just, I can't go today. I found something else to do. Then you can't go the next day, and by week 3, you haven't been to the gym, and by week 6, you have no intention of going back, even though you say you're gonna. And by 3 months in, that gym membership, you don't even know where the card is anymore. You're not going back under any circumstances. This is the reality of the world. Very few, less than 10%, will stick to it and change that lifestyle and make a difference. They won't do it. They'll do it temporarily. They'll do it short term. But just like I used to tease my mom. Okay, I used to call her a cheetah. She's like, you mean a cougar? Because Dan, her husband's 10 years younger. We're like, no, that's your personal. No, you're a cheetah in the fact that you come out of the gate at 70 miles an hour, but you run out of gas in a couple hundred yards. And she's like, yeah, you're right, because she'll come out. She will plan a vacation, and she will plan anything she could ever do. God rest her soul. She passed away last year, but she will do everything in the powers that she can to make sure that whatever event, plan, or situation or thing is coming up, she goes above and beyond to make it all perfect for everybody. And it turns out excellent. But then usually halfway through the day or halfway through the trip or whatever it is, she's like, okay, I'm ready to go now. I'm done. Been here, done that, over, let's move on, let's go. Even going to Disney World. She's like, we're going to go to Disney World for 5 days, and it's going to be this and that, and by day 2, she's like, okay, I'm ready to leave. And, like I said, amazing woman, but that's the mentality right there. There's no follow-through, there's no dedication, there's no discipline. And that's the world that we live in today. That's how people are. Are you one of those? Are you going to change it? Do you even want to change it? Where do you see yourself in 1 year? Forget 5 years. Okay, people are, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Who cares? 10 years is a decade away. None of us might be here in 10 years. Heck, we might all be under a China flag in 5. Okay, if the U.S. doesn't get tougher. So who knows what's going to happen 10 years? So forget 10 years away. What's happening next year? Where do you see yourself at next year? Because that's the one that matters. If you go, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or I got a 10-year plan. No, because then that means you're going to be lazy if you got a 10-year plan, you're going to be lazy for 9 years and 6 months, and then you're going to try starting on it, and you're going to go for a month and a half, and you're going to realize you're not getting anywhere with it, and then you're going to go, I'm making a new 10-year plan. What's that do for you? Okay, let the reality of that sink in. If you're that way, you know you're that way. If you're not, and you know people that are, you know the people that are. What about parenting? Okay, a lot of you guys are new parents now, or you got young kids at home, things like that. I promise you this. When you're a parent, you do the best you can and you try as hard as you can, but I promise you, you will be a better grandparent than you are a parent. Why? Because you already have learned. When you're a parent, everything is new and you don't know what does work or doesn't work because you don't see the end result until the end result is already over and proven later on. And then by the time you're a grandparent, you take those experiences, that knowledge that you gained, and you use what works and you use or you exclude what doesn't. Okay, this is how it's always been. And you involve your family. I promise you this, if you think you spend enough time with your kids right now, you're half short of where you should be. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Again, you're just figuring it out. So figure it out any way you want to. But when I tell you that from experience, from knowledge, from being there. If there's ever an excuse to not be in the woods hunting, it is to spend time with your family. Okay, it goes by way too quick. And and when you're raising your kids, like I said, you treat them and you do what you think is best for them. I've always been raise my kids with gentle but still tough love and proven theories, your proven facts on what I would do. You need things to stick. I remember throwing Keegan one time, giving me a hard time. I kept telling him, put his phone down. He snuck his phone. We were in the car driving. He'd sneak his phone up thinking that I couldn't see him or I wasn't paying attention. And I'd see him with his phone and I'd tell him, put it down again. Third time, I took his phone from it and I threw it out the window going down the road and went right into a big pond of water, swamp of water that was right next to us. I rolled down the passenger window and threw that phone and watched it kerplunk right in there. He was devastated. I knew I'd have to buy another phone pretty soon for him. I knew what that was going to cost me, but he learned. There was no, well, can I have it back, Daddy? If I do this, will I get it back? No, he learned it's gone, never to be seen again. And then you start listening, okay? Lessons like that kind of stuff. My daughter once yelling at me, saying how much she hates us. When she was like 13 years old, she slammed a door so hard, her bedroom door so hard, it broke one of the hinges, ripped the hinge right out of the door frame, and the door kicked over and fell. I walked in there and I grabbed her 40-inch TV that she watched TV on and just got cable that year for Christmas in her room on that TV, and had her Wii Station Box X thing or whatever it was hooked up to it. I grabbed that TV and I slammed it right down on the floor and broke it right there. And I told her, I said, you can get, I'll buy you a new TV when you figure out a way to pay for me to get a new door fixed. And I turned around and walked out of the room. Well, you know what? That was one of those times that you learn that one wasn't really in your favor very much. It served its purpose, and she learned a lesson, but not only did I have to replace the door, I also had to replace the TV, and I also had to replace the vinyl plank flooring in her room because it gouged out two of the things in there, which meant I had to replace half of the floor. So that one hurt more, but you learn as you're going. Still to these days, my kids were raised with the fact that you do unto others how you want to be treated. It was something we said in my family all the time. How would you feel if I did this to you? How would you feel if this person said that to you? How would you feel if somebody treated you this way? And those lessons stuck tremendously. I even watch it now with Bella and Ronan, her son. He's 18 months old. And she says that to him all the time. It makes me smile when she does. Ronan, you can't take that. How would you feel if you were playing with that and I came up and took it away? And she yanks it out of his hands. And then he'll start crying and go, no, mine. He'll be, no, I'm taking it. How do you like it? I don't. Well, that's it. And, lessons are being learned here. Okay, parenting is one of those things, like every other thing in life. But with parenting, you have to be devoted and dedicated and give it all it's got and take them places and sacrifice time and do all these kind of things. It's pure parenting is motivation, determination, the grind. It's everything in one that you want to do with the rest of your life that you're just not applying to everything in your life. And again, if you can only apply it to something, apply it to parenting. It's very, very good. It goes by too quick. I miss being a parent. I miss it tremendously, and my daughter lives 7 minutes away, but she moved out at 18, and she was going to college, got her own business started as an esthetician, and got her own apartment at 18. My daughter was gone from the house at 18 years old, so we did not get that nice, long 24, 25, being there still. We didn't get that. Okay, now she lives 7 minutes down the road, but she's married, and she's got her own house, and she's got a son, and, things are busy. And we see them a lot. We love that, but this time is going to fly. And you want to learn how to do something with this stuff or you're going to miss out. There is no tomorrow when it comes to your family. Do it now. Again, implement the same stuff we've been talking about this to there. Implement it to your hunting. Implement it to your lifestyle. Implement it to getting your finances cleared up. And implement this stuff to getting your, to getting more vacation time. Implement it to getting a better job. I had a guy just yesterday on my truck channel talking about editing or idling a vehicle. I made a video about how idling your vehicle for a long time is not good for it at all. And talking about carbon buildup and all the stuff that's there and all the things that can go wrong with it. And he said, well, what about when you have to idle for hours a day in traffic? What would you do then? And I simply said, very honestly, I said, I'd move. I'd quit my job and I'd move somewhere that I don't have to sit in traffic idling for hours a day. 10 minutes a day in rush hour traffic, maybe 20. But if I got to sit in traffic for hours a day not moving, I'm quitting my job and I'm relocating and I'm starting life over because that's a waste of time. He responded back and said, oh, come on, you've been through Atlanta, you know how it is. You're right, I have. There's a reason I don't live in Atlanta. There's a reason I don't live in Chicago. There's a reason I don't live in New York. There's a reason I don't live in California. There's also same reasons that I will not waste my time shooting weddings in any of those places or going to them. It's a waste of time. Traffic alone is a waste of time. And I won't subject myself to that anymore. It's discipline, it's learning, it's evolving, it's taking the next step. It's always trying to make your life better. And again, it's the same message I tell you every single year. And the heartbreaking answer to this question is the one you should all be thinking about. Have you changed anything? You know, you've heard this message year after year for 7 years. Have you changed anything? Some will say yes, most will say no, some will feel bad about it, some won't care, some are comfortable. It's all fine. There's no right or wrong to this. It just depends on what you want out of life. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll do more occasionally as well too with the podcast, but this is, again, I'm going to come back in 2026 and make another one of these, and I'm going to ask you what you did in 2025. Only you'll be able to answer that. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.